As promised in our last tutorial about the dynamic reverb system, in the upcoming update you can manually set the room impulse response for a specific region of your scene. The process is very simple. All you have to do is drag and drop our blueprint reverb region overlap into your scene, change the scale to match the region you're working on, and then choose the type of reverb you want. In this update, we provide 19 reverb presets extracted from real-world room impulse responses. This description gives a short summary of the scene where the reverb was measured. You can see that we also include the room size in centimeters within their names. Model is where we store the physical model of the room, including its decay rate, material absorption over frequencies, and so on. Since the current sound graphs of our character use the global reverb flow, we also need to add this graph to the scene. If you open it, you will see that a reverb object is passed through the data of this interface, model spatial region. When you stand outside of the reverb region, our automatic scene scanning algorithm will run and update the reverb parameters. Because the scene is empty right now, the room size is set to maximum and the enclosure factor is 0. The reverb will be nearly non-existent in this case. When I move into the reverb region, the parameters from our reverb preset will be used instead. And now you can hear the reverb of this ancient tower. When I step out of this region, the parameters will be updated automatically again, and that's the beauty of our reverb system. You only have to do the manual work if you want a specific room impulse response. For example, imagine this scene is a big warehouse with some thin metal plates. I can use the warehouse model for that long reverb decay and metallic ringing. By the way, you can also use this hall model, which is a large sports center with thin metal frames and a metal roof. You can also overlap or enclose multiple reverb regions together. Now, if you enable auto room scaling, the size of this overlap region will be used as the room size instead of the one stored in this object. To ensure it is physically correct, we use a nonlinear scaling model over different frequencies to adapt the reverb parameters to the new room size. You can clearly feel that they have the same material sound absorption, just in different sizes. You can also apply a custom room scale to it, regardless of whether auto room scaling is enabled or not. This greatly enhances the reusability of our reverb presets. Now, you don't have to waste your time looking for a room impulse response that nearly fits your scene like you do with convolution reverb. Be aware that some outdoor presets, which don't have a size in their name, won't be affected by room scaling. Basically, their room size is always set to maximum internally. The gain scale is self-explanatory. When we build the presets, we purposely made them a bit louder than the automatic algorithm, so usually you might want to use a gain lower than 1. The idea is that if you have spent the time manually setting up a reverb region, we should make sure you can actually hear it during gameplay. Now, since we have 19 presets and potentially more in future updates, it can be troublesome to preview them in the PIE like this. A better way to preview them is by using a meta sounds graph. You don't need any fancy setup here since we are just testing. It can use the modal nested APF reverb node if you only want to hear the reverb, or you can use the full spatialization flow. Here I will use the global reverb flow, which is the one you should use for your sound effects. The local reverb flow is meant to be used for cinematics and cutscenes, where you want precise control over the reverb parameters. To preview a reverb preset, you only need to set it here. Once you set this, all reverb parameters except for the gain will be ignored. This means the K-min non-enclosed scale, room fall-off scale, enclosure factor, open room factor, and room size are ignored. If you only want to hear the reverb without the direct sound, reduce the global gain and increase the reverb gain. And that's all you need to know about the new manual reverb region feature and how it works with our dynamic reverb system. I hope you find this tutorial helpful, and I'll see you again in the next video soon.